Hey everybody, I know I've been gone for quite a while, more like 10 years, but I want to do a quick video just to discuss where I've been, what I've been up to, and I am coming back and I'm going to be making more video content. So first off, let's discuss what I've been up to. I believe I said that I was going to go to a One Piece event and then I should be back in a week. I ended up having a few life issues that I had to deal with and I got sick there for a bit. And then my friend gave me a beta key to the Blue Protocol Star Resonance beta. So I've been playing that for the last couple weeks. So I do want to apologize and I will give you guys more updates in the future. But let's go ahead and talk about Blue Protocol. Let's go ahead and talk about the good. One of the things that I really like about Blue Protocol is the combat system as well as the social aspects, to where I'm able to hang out with my friends in Discord and we're able to do dungeons and fight raid bosses together. I also like the extra quality of life features that they added in the game. You're able to fly, you're able to auto navigate, and one of the main things that is really nice is you're able to auto attack. And like most MMOs, you have to grind special materials from mobs or hopefully get that rare drop. Which brings us to the bad, and that would be world item drops. So there's two main ways how you're able to get drops in the world. The first way would be leisure events, which are things that you don't necessarily have to do. They're basically extra tasks that you can do in the game, to where if you're not focused on something specific, you can spend 5 minutes to go ahead and get a chance for a legendary item. But the main way how you're going to get world item drops is from bosses. The main reason being is that you're able to get legendary items from the bosses, which help you improve your ability score. And the thing with ability score is this is what's going to allow you to do harder dungeons and harder content, which also helps you get better gear. But the problem is that the items that these bosses drop are random, to where they can be for any class. So I was a marksman in the game and I ended up fighting one of these bosses 36 times. In that 36 times, I got 2 legendary charms, which would have greatly boosted my ability score. The problem is that both legendary charms were for different classes. My first one was for a tank and my second one was for a mage. Whereas my friend, being the same class as me, he ended up getting one for the ranger class. So he greatly increased his ability score and I had to wait 2 days before I was able to do a dungeon that allowed that item to drop. And due to this fact, it's not really much of a reason to go ahead and grind bosses when you can just wait a couple days and do the proper dungeon that's going to guarantee you at least an item for your class. So as it currently stands, the only reason to go fight bosses in the game is to use your daily keys, because the keys actually allow you to get other rewards, but you only get a limit of 2 keys a day and you can only hold up to 6. And this is one of the main ways as a free-to-play for you to get specific battle imagines for your class. So let's take, for example, the Ranger class. The Ranger class wants to go after this specific boss, the Spider Boss. The reason being is that he drops one of the best battle imagines for the class. But this is a boss that you're going to get access to pretty early on, definitely probably within the first 2 weeks. So most likely people are going to try to save as many keys as they can leading up to the boss and try to get this battle imagine. And if a few people get lucky, there's going to be less and less people attacking this boss, because there is no real reason to constantly keep attacking bosses if the gear is random. So as you can see, that can be a problem with the current system, and hopefully they address that in the live server. But let's talk about the elephant in the room, and that is the gacha system. Yes, you can play this game free to play, but if you do put some money into this game, you are going to be more ahead than your free to play counterparts. To where I would say that you probably want to at least get the monthly, and you might want to consider getting the battle pass at least at the start. Alright, so now let me quickly talk about the gacha system, and I'm not going to go ahead and break down everything, but I'm just going to try to give the highlights of the system so that way you're familiar with it. So the first thing that we need to go ahead and take a look at is the Imagine Research Center. Here you're going to find this guy, and you're going to be able to go to the Will Wish Center, to where you're able to roll for battle imagines. You're also able to select certain specific battle imagines that you want to aim for. And these are the human battle imagines. These are one of the strongest ones in the game. So just getting a copy of probably Tina as well as Aurora is usually pretty good on your account. Probably starting out is most likely what I'm going to try to aim for. At the very least, I'm going to have Tina on my account, but I digress. So how this works is that you need to roll 80 times to guarantee to get the resonated character that you go for. But every 20 times you're guaranteed a random gold battle imagine. Now earlier I mentioned the spider boss, to where you're trying to use your keys to hopefully get this to drop. You can just straight buy this using this system. So let me go ahead and explain. So every time you get a goat battle imagine, you can either craft it or you can dismantle it. If we go to dismantle, you're able to put these in and you'll see and select all the ones that you don't want. So let's just say I don't want any of these. This is going to tell me how many gold fragments I can expect to get. As you see right here, I have a chance to get somewhere between 60 to 90 gold fragments. It's not guaranteed, which is unfortunate. This works the same way for purples, where we're going to be getting these weird looking crowns, but we're able to buy purple imagines. Now, as you see, I rode a few times, so it's pretty easy to get a purple imagine because they cost less than gold. Let's go ahead and take a look at the battle wheel exchange. Now, one way how you can tell that humans are one of the most powerful battle imagines is that they have a weekly limit to where you can only buy one every week. And that resonated system that I talked about, you can only do that once a week. So you basically need to wait 2 to 3 weeks to fully max a human battle imagine. But when it comes to things like the spider boss, I could just buy all 6 copies today if I wanted to put enough money into the game to do that and just exchange every single one. Hopefully, if I was doing that, I would get some spider boss battle imagines, but you know, that's a gacha system. And as you see for the purples, when you're rolling, you're going to be able to get these purple fragments. So I could easily just max out a purple battle imagine just rolling a few times. And remember, when you get a golden battle imagine or just advance your purple battle imagines, that's going to greatly increase your ability score. So this is just a small way someone spending money in the game is going to surpass a free-to-play person. But there is one more part to this system, and that is imagine craft. So once you get the battle imagine that you want, you have to craft it. And to craft it, it's going to take some premium materials to do that. So let's say that I ended up getting Aurora, the person that I resonated with, got a copy of her, but I still need to get 20 of these special crystals so that way I can make her, as well as a couple of these common materials. So let's just look for this one. Where can I get it? Now, you get it from an exquisite box. There's a few things that you can do in the game to get these, but these are pretty rare to get, and you can probably spend a whole week and maybe get like 4. So one of the main ways how you're going to be able to do it is by going to the store. Now, the store has multiple places. One good place is the mystery store. This is something that you want to check every day because there's just going to be special discounts on various things that you need, where you can get skill books for your class and money, respawn candy, which you're going to need in the later game. Sometimes you can even buy those exquisite books. But the main place where you're going to get that exquisite materials are here, to where you're going to need 400 bound currency to buy that. Now, if you notice, I only have 4,000 bound currency. Now, I could use some of my premium currency and transfer that over to my bound currency, but that's still not going to give me that much. As I said earlier, I need 15 and I can only buy 10. So I still need to basically play the game a bit more, and hopefully I can get 2 or put a little bit more money into the game just to make that battle imagine if I end up getting it. So now let's talk about the other things that you can get by putting money into the game, and that would be outfits. Now, as you see right here, you're able to buy special outfits for discounted prices for a little bit of the orbs, but these use bound orbs. So I only have 66 because I'm getting that monthly every day popping in, helping me gain a little bit of premium currency. But we also have things like the fashion store, so we're going to need a little bit more to buy certain things. Like if you want to get this robot outfit, or you want to get this outfit, or you just probably want to get the snowman, you can see that they're going to cost quite a bit of money. But some are fairly cheap, like this outfit right here. It really just depends on the sales that they have for the day. You can also buy accessories as well as mounts. But there is a premium section to these outfits. So let's go ahead and talk about that. And that would be the Wish Center. Now, if you notice right here, you see up top, I have my 66 premium currency. And this works pretty much the same way as the Battle Imagines, except to get a gold item here, you need to roll at least 30 times. And to get the rare item that you're mainly looking for, like if I want to get this outfit, I need to put at least 80 rows in there. But you want to make sure that you're selecting the right one. Now, this one is using my premier currency that is not bound to my account. So if I want to get enough rows for 80 times, I would have to go to the shop. So let's go ahead and take a look at the shop. Down here, we'll see Rose Orbs, and you'll see down here for $100, we get 6,480 Rose Orbs. We also get this bonus, but this bonus is bound currency, and you need 150 orbs to make one row. So if I wanted to guarantee I'm able to get one outfit using unbound orbs, I need to spend $200, just to let you know. So if you're just going for a specific outfit or you're just trying to get tickets, which I'm going to talk about shortly, you want to make sure that you just select this button right here to where it's going to allow you to use bound currency. Now you'll see that the banner changed to where I rode a few times using my bound currency, and it still has the same rates to where you need to eventually hit 80 to get that rare outfit. But now I'm able to use the unbound currency on my account, and I could change the unbound currency to bound currency. But let's go ahead and take a look at the Meow store, so that way we can basically find out what we can get by getting one of these rare outfits. So every time you get a goat item, you're able to exchange it for one of these tickets, and you can use these tickets to buy certain things from the store, or you can just keep the random accessory or outfit that you got. You can of course buy their specific accessories, so where you see that's one ticket. You can buy weapons, you can buy mounts, and you can buy hairstyles, or you can get the premier outfits that they have right here if you have enough tickets. One thing that people might really want is class specific special item. For me, I was a marksman and I went ahead and got the bow, but again, that costs 5 tickets, and as I said, to guarantee I get a rare outfit, that's about $200. So basically you could be spending close to $200 just to get this rare bow. So I don't really think that's worth, but I did it just for science. But that also was before I found out about the bound and unbound checkbox. So you might be wondering, why is there a bound and unbound checkbox? If you do leave this unchecked and you do get this unbound, you can sell it in the auction house. So let's quickly talk about that. So in the trading center, you'll see right here, I have certain items that I hearted, so I can just quickly look at them and buy them right away. Since I'm a marksman, I want to try to get as many marksman's books as I possibly can, so that way I can level up all my skills, making me stronger. And that's another thing that increases my ability score. These seals are also things that I need for my class, as well as some of these emeralds, which are going to help me upgrade my gear. And this grass is just something that I'm able to convert my other books into marksman books. But if we go down to appearance and we go down to outfits, you can see right here that people are able to sell outfits in the auction house. So if you just sell one of these outfits, you can get like 4 million gold. And sometimes you can even sell tickets, like right here. Just selling a ticket is almost all of my money combined. So you can just imagine, if you happen to have a lot of money from the auction house, you can just buy whatever you want, which is another way how you're going to quickly strengthen your character in the game. But that's a very quick summary of how you can use money to strengthen your character. Now again, I do not think that you have to spend money in this game. You can be a free-to-play, but it does exclude you from some options. To where if you just get the monthly and you might occasionally buy one of these packs and get the bonuses, that's probably enough to have at least access to anything that you want to kind of do in the game. So I do think that you can budget and just put a little bit of money in the game and be pretty powerful in the game. If you are free to play, you're probably going to have to grind a little bit more than probably someone who's just putting $50 a month in their account. But those are the trade-offs. But as someone who's played Tower of Fantasy as well as a lot of other gacha games, I'm familiar with having to fully max out characters and how much money that's going to cost. So anyone that's familiar with that, I would say even if you're trying to be the most powerful in the game, it's probably going to be equal or maybe a little bit less than that. And again, you don't really have to be the most powerful just to have fun with your friends. And for me, for example, I just put money into the beta so I could just get the various outfits, the various battle imagines. I was still playing with my one friend who was basically a free-to-play, and he was still pulling out stronger numbers than me, as well as a few other friends. I even met some people from Tower of Fantasy, and we had a good time playing together. So I do think this is a game for pretty much everybody. If you're looking for something to where you want to just hang out with your friends, go into dungeons, and you want to kind of have that Tower of Fantasy experience again without spending as much as you did, I think this is a good game to try out. But I am still debating if I'm going to cover this game on my channel. If I do, most likely it's going to be a week guide, and I did not quit Weathering Waves. I do plan to make some videos on that very soon. So pretty much the only video that I'm skipping is Augusta, even though I'm going to still roll for her. But with that should be everything that you need to know about Blue Protocol. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this. If so, I would greatly appreciate a like so that way it can spread more on YouTube. But other than that, I'll talk with you guys later.